Coming soon to Disney DVD.
Hit the intro. Yes! See, we have polish on this show. Not a lot of it, but it's there. It's not there. Who needs polish anyway? Ladies and the gentlemen, welcome back to Full Circus. My name is Tristan. Happy to be here with you guys again for the 5th anniversary episode of this podcast, kind of. It was actually last week and we dropped the ball. That happens, I assume, okay? If you have a child, a dog, a plant, anything, I think around the 5th birthday you go, okay, you're really milking this whole, again, every year it's happened. And sometimes you're going to forget. You forget a balloon, you forget a cake. You don't show up when it counts, all right? I don't remember my 5th birthday at all. You know what I do remember? My 6th birthday. So stick around. That's called a teaser, a cliffhanger for next year. It's gonna get good. But until then, drop the ball, and that's okay. We're going to bring whatever we can up from the ashes of failure and turn it into something at least quarter triumphant. All right? Now, 25%, that's not a passing grade, but you know what it is? Interesting to look at. You ever seen a puzzle? When it's finished, when it's done, when it's complete, it's not as interesting. It's done. You're ready for the next puzzle. It's moved. It's over. The puzzle's over. The best part of a movie is 25%, and the best part of a puzzle is when you get just a little bit of that corner, and you see that maybe there's something here. It's not put together, neither is this show. Look at this metaphor. Make it up on the fly and just shoehorning all my decisions into it to gaslight you, really, into thinking that everything I say and do is proper, but it's not. But the point is, 25% is what we have to offer, and that's exciting. Don't you agree? Wouldn't you agree? So that's what I aim to do with this show. Everything in the background, even right now, when it's pretty festive, when it's thematic, when I said I was going to go all out balls to the wall, that means I'm going to bring 25 freaking % into what I do. And you go, holy crap, usually he brings 4. And you know what? I'm both equally thrilled on the surface, but deep down, beneath the manipulation, I'm a little bummed, okay? If it's a conglomerate, it really is. Even with the freaking microphone, yes, it sounds good, it sounds tasty, it's warm, it's chocolatey, of course. And I'm humble about that. I don't mean that as a brag or a flex in any way, but dadgum, thank you, Lord. But I had a plan, I had an idea, I had a vision, maybe even more than 25, 30 perhaps %. And I lost my microphone. I brought it somewhere and I forgot it. I left it. I don't even know where it is. I don't have it. So I had to go back to our roots, handheld style. And sure, I feel a bit more showman-y and put together in some areas and most not, but it's just different. It's just another spot where I held the ball and I dropped it more and I went, okay, 25%, because I'm not just trying to trick you guys, I'm trying to trick myself. And that's how you deal with things, okay? Is by never facing the reality of it. And that's therapy, and that's truth. And I know you guys come to the show for a lot of wisdom and sage advice, and that's why I'm here to offer you exactly that. So you can come and go, you know what, I'm not that far behind. I'm not doing this. Sure, I only showed up for 25% of my kids' baseball games, but Tristan said that's enough. And you can show him this freaking podcast. And I'll say, hey, shouldn't have struck out, kid. So anyways, guys. It's definitely a time. We're going to be in a bit of a shorter episode, kind of a rush. I understand that. But if you heard the last episode, the ending somewhere in it, I was literally leaving because I was panicked, shoved out the door to go and take care of some dogs. And that's where I've been. Nothing exciting, nothing crazy has happened. I put all this together, all 25% of it, in about 9 seconds. Okay. And I would argue 25% is impressive with a lack of 25% prep. Okay. So let's just call a spade a spade. It is impressive where it counts. But I have not done anything. I have not had any time. I've fallen behind all the way down to maybe even 24% in most areas of my life, but I'm persevering and trying to do it. But we never miss an episode, okay? Starting in year 5 and heading towards year 6 is not where we drop, okay? We will never completely drop the ball. We'll just fumble it. Oh, geez. You know, maybe it bumps into some things, knocks a vase over or a vase if you're feeling particularly classy. But it's troubling. It's troubling. So I'll get into that, I guess, at some point. Again, another teaser. I like to say things and never get into it. I want to do that more with life, okay? With just when you tell a story, walk into a room like, you guys will never guess what happened. Is that bean dip? And just start, How's the weather? Go back to the chit-chat, icebreakers, meat and potatoes, and then circle around. I want people on their feet. Forget the edge of your seat. I want you up, chasing me, saying, what happened? And I'll get around to that. I will. By the way, guys, for the audio listeners only right now, I'm wearing a suit for the first time in pretty much ever. In fact, I found in my pocket the best man speech that I wrote for my buddy Drew that I bombed with, and I thought I threw it away. It's following me, like a haunted, cursed item to go, remember when you really dropped the ball? This wasn't even 25%. Yeah, I think I tried to throw it away again when I put the pants on. It's still in my pocket, and that's unfortunate, but we're going to make do. I will say, I always forget how easy it is to dress up nice. This is spoken like a true 25%er. I always forget how easy it is to put in effort. I thought like putting on the suit, putting on the monkey suit and tie and there's so many buttons, man. It's not. It took maybe 4 more seconds than my normal clothes. And it makes you look back. You're like, why am I not going for 50, maybe even 75%? Why am I not going for a passing grade? Why do I dress like a slob? I don't know. So actually, I'm still questioning some things. I would recommend maybe going to more of your kids' baseball games if you have to. But kid, you gotta make more contact, okay? But point is, it's a lot of fun. I might just start wearing a suit everywhere I go. It's that cool. I was just doing chores, taking out the trash, okay? The dirtiest thing you could do is a chore. And I felt classy, I'm just like posing like there's cameras everywhere. Secret agent. Who's that? Freaking stud, suave, spelled out the wazoo. So I'm a big fan. If you guys ever feel like hopping into a suit, I tell you what, Barney Stinson was right. Nothing suits you like a suit. I'm feeling like a gentleman, okay? A gentleman. Can you believe that? And that's hard to do. Men are wild. They're curious, dangerous creatures. That's why they're called gentlemen when they're put together. A normal lady's called a lady, but a put together lady's still called a lady. A man is called a man, a normal man. Oh my gosh, that's a man. But a domesticated man is called a gentleman. That's a man with manners, okay? That's a man who's polite, who shows up, who's timely, who doesn't fart every chance that he gets. And I'm not exactly there yet. But daggum, if I did it in the suit, I think people would be like, you know what? Somehow that was classier. That was gassy and classy. But you know what? It's just part of that exotic nature. So I'm happy to be a gentleman. We're having both ladies and men over. Man, you're having just man? Those wild animals? Yeah. Cage free, baby. So anyways, point is, It's all a little wild. I also got a haircut, man. I'm really stoked about that because when I got it cut for the play, it's like they only cut the bangs to comb it over and the rest of it on top, sides, back, wild, out of control. All right, and I brought it up to the barber, if you can call them that. Great clips. I don't know where they come from, but I asked him, I was like, am I crazy? He's like, oh my gosh, this is insane. I was like, thank you. I feel vindicated. It was amazing. And you know what? It's a little bit shorter than I wanted, but finally we've put things back together in place. Again, just a couple pieces of the puzzle. Not all of it, all right? It's not exactly what I wanted. It's not exactly what it was. There were different, again, it's still great clips. It's still good clips. It's still decent clips. It wasn't all that I wanted, but it was enough. I seek 20. Dude, that's the problem, all right? Not just with yourself, but in life. Making stuff up again. I think you seek too much out of life. Everybody wants the home run. Everybody wants to get the triple, the double. I'm not even trying to get on first base. I'm just trying to make contact with the ball. That's not even necessarily 25. I don't care if I get out. I don't care if the pop fly, if it flies in the stands and knocks out someone's beer and popcorn. I'm just trying to make contact. They'll go, dadgum, is he swinging for the fences? Is that guy trying a little bit? Yes, he is. Practicing, maybe not, but 25% is all you need. And I think people should try that more. I think if you stop expecting the home run, you stop needing and wanting so much. You go 25. If you can be content with 25%, one, hey, you're in luck. You came to the right place. But two, I think you'll find a lot more peace in life. Okay, and those are words to live by. Food for thought. Chew before you swallow. He is the motto. But anyways, it was nice getting a haircut. I will say that. It's interesting. I imagine you probably feel like this for people who get tattoos. When you're sitting and you're waiting and you're watching the other clients come through and you're like, oh, that's kind of haircut I want. Everybody's going bald. Everybody's getting these super buzz cuts. It's looking a little wonky. It's looking a little weird. But I don't know what they've requested, okay? I'm sitting at the auto body shop, and I got somebody wheeling out with a broken bumper, and I go, did they ask for that? I don't know. Am I going to really bring you going to work on my car? So I got to just trust. It feels a little awkward. It feels a little scary, but I'm really, really happy with how it came out. I don't know what we're doing for Easter. I might just keep this thing on until then. Man, all holidays. I'm like, guys, family, people that listen to the show, expect to see me in a suit from now on. If I ever rise above 25%, that is. Okay? That being, look, another fake point in this stupid philosophy. When you go 25% often, anytime you rise just a little bit to the occasion, they go, was he on time? Did he just chew with his mouth closed? There are certain little bars that you have to clear that you don't even have to really jump to clear to get over them. You just have to be a gentle-ish man, and that's enough for most people. So if I show up in a suit, by the way I've been dressing, my family might just lift me on their shoulders. So I'm looking forward to Easter. There's a lot of different talks in the air. They're trying to schedule some things, and my family's we're not schedulers. We're not plans, structure. Again, it's a 25% sort of team. Where do you think I got this from? So we've been trying to figure that out. I don't know what they're doing. They're trying to get to a restaurant or find a meal or a different area, a different house, I don't know. Okay, it's all nonsense. And I don't really get an opinion. I've tried. We just went to go help my brother move, and they're like, what day works better for you? And I'm like, probably Saturday. And the options were Friday, Saturday, Sunday. And I said Saturday would be best, and then somebody else went Friday. And they're like, Friday it is. I'm like, well, why did you even ask? It's like the planning process for a Star Tours family is I want to make sure that everybody thinks they feel heard. You're not actually heard, but I want you to see that I am looking at you. I'm just not listening. I'm nodding along. Oh, is that what you want? Okay. Well, I'm glad that. Did you see me? Did you see me take that into consideration right there? Now, here's what we're actually going to do. So I don't know what's going to happen with Easter, because it all comes down to whoever calls the shot. All the opinions, all the noise, all the suggestions, they're not even real. I keep suggesting we should just DoorDash. How awesome would that be, man? You just DoorDash an Easter dinner. Hey, got a freaking giant Judas meal. Dude, I'd be a hero. I might do that. I don't know. I gotta say, man, I've done DoorDashing so much. I think I just need to have a guy on retainer, a guy like this who's just dressed up in a suit, a secret agent, freaking Secret Service glasses, who's just waiting by the order. I'm not even gonna use DoorDash anymore. I got a personal pickup guy. I'm like, hey, it's about to happen. Okay, Big Juice shines up like the bat signal in the light. Big J, McDonald's, Taco Bell, whatever it is. He's hungry. Who's he? Me. And I'm always fiending for a meal. But I need a guy who just shows up, and he's just circling the area. Just keep him ready. I can't wait for some of these DoorDash drivers. They're not rising to the occasion. Big Judas needs his meal, and he can't be waiting. He can't. So anyways, I will say I don't have a ton of time because I have to get back to these dogs. I'm going to keep on teasing exactly what it is and then slowly work my way through it and ship it out. But it's just been nothing short of a nightmare. I might be as tired or more tired than I've ever been in my entire life. And sure, that might sound an exaggeration because it is, but I'm me. That's what I do, okay? I don't ever shoot straight, all right? Be like, I call it like I see it. I put it right down the middle. I tell it like it is. Not me, dude. I go, woo! Did you see? This is how it is, okay? I'm that guy. So, point is, I'm exaggerating a little bit, but I still want you to feel the little kernel of truth that's hiding in there somewhere. And I got to get back there quick. They said that the dogs can be left alone for some time, contrary to popular belief. I don't believe that because I have on good authority that that is not true. They've been getting into trouble while I've been there. So I will say that as short as it is, even for a special anniversary episode, I'm happy that we clutched up. We will not miss. It's 3:30 a.m. It's late, okay? It's late. It always is. And dadgummit, did I not prepare for this, okay? I was feeling bad and feeling like I was that 25% guy. And sometimes you're like, you know what we need right now? Like a normal 100% sleep schedule guy would be crapping his pants right now. He can't rise to that occasion. He's just an A straight put together student. He can't work outside of structure. Who can? Me, Mr. Messy. We need somebody to draw outside the lines. I'm your man. So I needed to come and do this at the very last second, and I figured it out, okay? It's a weird philosophy, but I'm pulling it together and making it up as I go, and that's how I refuse to ever stop living my life. Did that make sense? Barely, if you slowed it down. I was also tailgated the whole way here, man. It's 3:30 a.m. Who's out there? And the road is completely clear. Why is anybody on my tail? Get off my butt, man. Go around anywhere. And I'm also flying. Tailgating is always interesting to me, okay? I don't do it mostly because I'm too busy texting and driving or playing, little digital pool and losing, but it is kind of silly, like your whole philosophy of trying to get behind me to make me go faster is so contingent on me being a responsible enough driver to even check my mirrors and notice you, which I hardly ever do. I only saw it because it was so, it's like, is there one guy on the road with me and he's behind me? Could have been a policeman. I have no idea. But yeah, it's crazy. This kind of like, okay, you see this guy who's slow, he's not paying attention. I'm going to get on him. You're going to go faster. You're going to go faster. This guy, he's in his own little world. I tell you that because I'm that guy. All right. I'm just flying. I want driving to be as nonchalant and unconcentrated as possible. Okay. I'm not looking behind me. Somebody's like rolls down their window. They go, F you, slowpoke. You got to go faster again. And I'm like, what is he mad at? Oh, has he been behind me at some point? Someone goes, hey, someone's on your tail. They've been tailgating you for 14 minutes. I go, really? Had no idea. Swipe, swipe, swipe. Playing Angry Birds. But you know what? You got to figure out a different plan, guys. Tailgaters, change it up, okay? You can't rely on other people. You're going above and beyond. That's not 25% mentality, and you will never find happiness in a world of hoping on other people to be driving the way you want to drive. Driving is much like an opinion. Everybody thinks they're the best driver. Everybody thinks they're right. Nobody has an opinion. You go, you know what? This is the wrong opinion, but it's the one that I have. Or otherwise you would have the opinion. You would change it, okay? Everyone thinks the way they drive is the best way to drive. I drive this way. I drive this speed. I take these turns. This is my blinker. This is how I drive. Whether it's good or bad, nobody thinks, man, I'm a terrible driver, but I'm never going to stop. I like the way that I drive because I think it's the best, okay? No one looks at a driver. Do you ever drive with your friend? You go, man, this is the best driver. I really love the way he drives. They're a better driver. There are better, you can acknowledge maybe they're safer. You can acknowledge maybe different attributes, but much like opinions, however you people drive is the way you think is best. And it's never true. Everybody drives different. Everybody thinks different. Oh, just saying stuff for no reason, but I'm happy with it. Anyways, I haven't been door dashing, unfortunately. I've been trying to find food in this house that I've been at as well, and that's just been a problem. It's been a freaking, not only predicament, but dare I say a conundrum. Okay, because it's the world's healthiest house ever. All right, I've been living on wheatgrass, gummy bears, and fruit leather and vegan trail mix. I didn't even know how freaking trail mix is vegan. Who's putting meat in their trail mix? I don't even know. Might be the only house to ever have vegan water. What are you doing to it? What's making it so extra organic, vegan, and non-GMO hydration? But it's so healthy and it's killing me. So I'm accidentally getting shredded here. So I really need to get my DoorDash guy going soon. It's making me sick who I've become. By the way, raw honey gives you horrid gas, which if you're wearing a suit isn't a problem. But for me, I mean, not me, potentially. I'm just saying somebody, if you're going to have raw honey, it'll destroy you, dude. It is possibly the worst. I've also been on a bit of a chocolate milk grind lately. Man, is that good. Now, I normally just drink regular milk, but because there's not a lot of food in the house, I'm just trying to add a little extra sugar, a little extra carbohydrates. It's not the greatest health plan, but it's the one I came up with. Insert 25% joke. But everybody's complaining now, all right? My brother, he's drinking chocolate milk all the time. Everybody's drinking chocolate milk. Everybody's drinking chocolate milk. And all of a sudden, I start throwing down a gallon a day, and they go, you're crazy, Maverick. You're a madman. Why you do it? Like, what's the problem, all right? You brought this plan to me, and I jumped on board, and now I'm throwing it back, okay? You can lead a horse to water, but you can't stop him from drinking the whole lake. I'm about it. Oh, I didn't know this was here. I'm going to drown myself in it. So now I've got so much chocolate milk, and I'm loving every minute. But that combined with the raw honey that I may or may not be having, dude, the farts, the gas, it's been a problem. Dude, when they come back to this house, it is going to reek for more reasons than one. But you know what? That's what it is. That's what it is. You got to take several fart walks, man. Like I'm getting cardio solely just to keep on getting the gases out and keep on moving. Okay, I'm alone. This is not any sort of manners or polites to be considerate towards anyone else. I'm simply just trying to get it out. I'm just trying to keep it moving so I can have more. I will say I did go to the park, and you would think you'd be aware for some reason when, again, I'm in a suit, so I shouldn't even say this, but anybody, if somebody hypothetically was farting on a walk, you would think, even when you have headphones in and you're listening to music, that you'd be like, yeah, that was a loud fart, you know? Like, do deaf people know how loud they're farting? I guess probably not. But if you were a newly deaf person, we'd be like, yeah, I knew that one. That one had some heft to it. That fart had some weight behind it. But even now, man, and again, not me, but somebody else, somebody else hypothetically was probably wearing headphones and jamming out to some music, and as he walked by a bench, somebody felt the fart come on, and they weren't wearing a suit, so they just absolutely blew the door out the back of their shorts. And these ladies, holy crap, some senior citizens, just you catch their eyes turning and you go, why are they looking at me? I'm not wearing a suit. And then you remember that sensation that you felt. And you're like, whoa, I think this it just changed states, okay? It changed matters from gas to physical to liquid to solid. And that means you didn't fart, you pooped. But that's okay. That happens. To this guy. Again, I would never do this because I wear a suit now, but whoever that is, gotta lock it in. Is there anything else I was skipping right now? I don't know, guys. Anyways, I've been looking for snacks. And there hasn't been many. And trust me, I have looked, okay? Like, I've come on here plenty, and I tell you, I steal anything I can find. They say make yourself at home. I'm not talking just put your feet up and relax a little bit. I am pilfering, okay? I am scavenging anything that I can, whether it's ingredients or your kid's Easter candy or Halloween candy. I found Valentine's Day things that says, oh, dear Sarah, will you be my Valentine's? Chris from 2nd grade. And they say, Chris, don't mind if I do, okay? I have no shame. They said make yourself a home. This is my candy now, but I can't do that. Everything is so healthy. And I think I'm being punished in that. I'm being punished for that, for my previous behavior. Or I have no idea. I'm just being punished in more ways than one because these dogs, another teaser, but I'm going to get into it, I swear. These dogs really have been a thorn, not only in my side, but in my face. So on the last episode I recorded this, I left and I got there 4 a.m., okay? It took me 30 minutes to get there. And I get there. I've watched this dog plenty, okay? His name is Scout. He's a little Shih Tzu or something, just a tiny dog. Sweet guy. And I've retired. I've given up dog watching, but this is one of the easiest dogs to watch. So I'm like, all right, I can make do with it. But I forgot that they'd gotten a little puppy that I had met months prior when I had agreed to watch on spring break because I was just feeling agreeable at the time. You caught me in a good mood where I'm like, you know what? I could be a 60%er, and I can't. But I agreed. Didn't put it in my schedule. And until they called and asked. And they'd gotten a puppy who's now a little bit bigger and a little less, gentlemanly. Okay? This is just a puppy. He's not a gentle puppy at all. So I go in there, and the puppy doesn't remember me. Scout does. So I walk into this place, little puppy, hey, I'm so excited. And then new puppy sees me, freaks out, and he's huge now. Now Scout, he's like, oh, do we not like this guy anymore? Okay, Scout, honestly, sweet guy, but there's not a lot of thought going on in the brain. He's just reading the headlines on Twitter. It's like, wait, he's canceled? Okay, screw you, man. Yeah. So they both start barking at me, and they start running through the house, scared of me, peeing, pooping, screaming their heads off. I'm like, I know both. Scout's wagging his tail, and he's still pooping as he's running. Both of them everywhere, the couches, the floors, all of it. So I'm freaking out because this is a lot of work that's about to be put on my plate because I'm ready to go to bed at this point. So I let them out onto the patio. It's all screened in. I'm like, okay, if you're going to keep peeing and pooping, at least get out there. I can't get close to them. I can't touch them. They're like trying to bite me. So I let them out there, just pee and poop. So I go to clean some of it. And they're out just barking at me. They won't come close, but they're just yelling. And then all of a sudden, it gets a little quieter. And I turn around to look at the patio, and there's a huge hole in the screen door. This dog was so scared and angry, he tore a freaking hole through the screen and darts out into the night at 4 a.m. He is a black doodle or something, okay? Again, I don't know brands, but it is a pretty wild dog. So he gets out in the night. I'm like, I just lost their expensive brand new puppy. So I'm freaking out. I managed to try and corral Scout because he's a tiny one. I just put him back and say, stay there. I got to go figure this one. I'm freezing. It's 4 a.m. Vast yard. He bolts off into the woods. Okay, I just lost a brand freaking new dog. Expensive. I'm like, oh, I'm start texting the owner like, hey, maybe I should have met the dog before because he's so scared. He just broke through the screen. What do I do? How do I find the dog? They're not answering. I don't know if they're on the plane, if they're busy. It's 4 a.m., whatever. So I start running out, and I'm yelling his name, but that doesn't help because he's scared of me. So the closer that I get, he's just only going further. But they have an electric fence, all right, which I wasn't sure if he wore the collar or not until I hear, arr, arr, arr. He's tanking it. He is running through the electric fence, just getting zapped because he's so scared. He doesn't want any part of me. So he keeps running and running and running and running. And that's the only way I'm able to find him in the night. I can't even see where I'm going. He blends in perfectly with the shadows. Finally, I sort of corner him. I like trap him under the property, and he goes back to the driveway and he lays underneath one of the cars. And I'm calling neighbors, people, emergency contacts. Nobody's answering because it's 4 a.m. Finally, one of the neighbors does. They go, hello? I go, I'm so sorry. So one of the dogs got out, and he's about to run out into the road. I've got him stopped right now, but I need help. He doesn't know me. He's scared. Please. And so she's like, okay, I'll be there in 10 minutes. Not too pleased, probably, of course. But what am I supposed to do? All right, my plan at this point, because no one was answering, was to sit there and wait until the sun rose so I could track him in daylight at the least and have a chance of catching him. So she comes over. I'm cold. I'm tired. There's pee and poop already on my hands from start to clean. Didn't even get to wash them. And it's misery. The lady shows up. Unfortunately, it's the lady that has been asking me to watch her dogs recently. Like for the past few months, I keep saying, I'm retired, which makes it awkward. And that might not be anything big, but it ain't nothing added to the feeling, to the freaking collage of unfortunate inconvenience. So she helps me get the dog in. Dog becomes beautiful, happy-go-lucky, and just switches on a dime. And that's all cool. And then he has been exactly that the past week. And I mean that in a very happy-go-lucky sort of way, not in a well-behaved manner. Because every 5 seconds, this dog, the little one, Angel, sweet kid, okay? Not a lot of thought, but that's okay. He's getting into something. He's tearing something apart. I'm not saying he's Satan incarnate, but at least first cousins, not once, not twice removed. All right? He's like very familiar. This thing just has evil. It has destructions. Dennis to menace. I'm saying, again, I'm a guy who only looks for 25%. That's all I need out of life. I got nothing. I'm getting negative percentages on this guy. Not only is he failing his test, but he's reaching over and he's scribbling out answers of other people's. So every four chances that he gets, every opportunity, man. I let this dog out for hours. Okay, like I'm in the yard. I'm on the chair. I'm just watching him, just letting him out, get the energy out. Pee, poop, taking him on walks. I'm waiting. Just go to the bathroom. Finally, he's not going, so I let him in. The second he gets back inside, poops, pees all over the place. Are you freaking kidding me? he keeps doing that. I went to go grab this scoot. I went to go grab this suit from my family. I left 20 minutes tops. Come back, and I'd let him out again. Hours. Get it out of your system. He's not eating that much. Okay, I mean he's definitely stealing some of Scout's food, but he poops right in front of the door. Like a DoorDash driver who's a little bit angry. Maybe you didn't tip him or something, and he sets the food right in front of the door. Say, good luck opening that one. This dog pooped right in front of the door, so I open it. Absolute smear cycle, okay? Like you got bird poop on your windshield wipers. Just and I made a huge mess. Had to spend the rest of the night scrubbing that out of their carpet. And while I'm cleaning that, he starts eating their chair. And she told me about that. She's like, that's the chair that he eats. And I was like, okay? Nothing you can do about it. There's a chair over there, and he's going to keep eating that. And we would stop that, but if we get a new chair, he's probably just going to eat that one too. So that's just officially the chair. Well, we've accepted it. That's just, he's going to eat that chair. That's all that I can say about that. There's no crate for the dog either. You're supposed to keep him in your room with him so he doesn't tear the house apart the hard way. I learned that the hard way when I dozed off and I woke up. He brought me my PS5 controller, which was in a closed room, a different one, which was unfortunate. He ate my headset, my headphones, my phone case. He ate, again, the chair. He was the furniture is like to the table. I set it so far away, I don't even know if my mom could grab stuff, okay, that it's so deep on a counter, all right? But the chair, I kid you not, is moved out from the table, and he climbs onto the table. He's not that big of a dog. He's getting things off it. He ate my taxes, okay, I didn't do them, but just the envelope that I had, I'll get around to it, 25%er, more of a fourth quarter player, but he ate that. He ate my charging block. He's just biting things to bite him. I think it was still plugged into a wall. He ate an entire plant. I don't even know what brand the plant was, okay? But he ate it all up to the stem. He starts puking, throwing it up. I let him back out. He's done pooping. He's done puking. So I let him back in. He throws up some more. He's on me, man. He's pranking me. So you can't let him out. Point is, you can't let him anywhere else inside the house. And I don't mean to make this story long, but you know what? Got to milk some time. Actually, I can't milk. I got to get back to this guy. Who knows what he's up to? He starts eating their rugs. The rugs, they've had the rugs for years. He doesn't eat them when they're there, but because of whatever I've done to offend him, he's like, check this out. He's like making eye contact with me. I'm like, I can't even stop you if I wanted. So anyways, you have to keep him in the room with you. And I was like, all right, at least I can sleep comfortably knowing he's not going to tear apart the house. Wrong, okay? This dog has never slept, ever, all right? He had a crate at some point. They got rid of it. They want him to be like an open house roaming dog, where he's trained on manners to be polite and respect the home. Now, does he do this? Absolutely not. But I've got him locked in just in case, and he's jumping on the bed. Like a cartoon, bouncing, wake up, wake up, wake up. I pull the blankets over my head, just trying to shut up the noise. He's biting at it, okay, at the back of my head, and I let go of the blankets to try and swat him away. He pulls the blankets back, and he keeps doing this over and over again all night long, and he licks the back of my neck, which is very uncomfortable. I don't know if you've ever had anybody lick the back of your neck when you're half asleep, but that'll wake you up, you know? Talk about a spider crawling you. Dude, a tongue on the back of your neck? Or he's obsessed with licking my leg hair. I have no idea. Look, call me crazy, but I don't want anybody licking my leg hair, and I sure as don't want anyone doing it while I'm asleep. It's just uncomfortable. It's crazy. Or then if he ever settles down, he goes underneath the bed to plot, probably about the next day. He's like, all right, that was a good day of destruction. Let's see what we can do tomorrow. And he's like, I don't know if he's getting giddy. He's like, this is going to be so much fun. But he's shaking the bed. There's like a little earthquake underneath me. I was like, what's freaking happening? I sleep in like 30-minute spurts all night. I have not rested. And then when I do, I get up to see the carnage and I take care of it. But it's nonsense. I let him out. He won't poop. He only poops inside. He'll only poop and throw up inside. And maybe that's the controllers, the plants, the chair, whatever it is. And then he's just so quick. He's so fast, man. And I have nowhere to put him. I have nowhere to lock him in. I was making a bagel, okay, while he was outside, all right? I was making a bagel, had the cream cheese on the counter, and I had the door open because I was just letting him just be out. So I turn around. He's out. He's 50 yards. I turn around to get water out of the fridge. I look back. Cream cheese on the counter, gone. He's in the family room with my whole tub of cream cheese, and he starts sprinting throughout the house. Gobbles the whole thing. I go, I got no cream cheese for my bagel now. I let him back outside. Nothing. Bring him back in. He throws all the cream cheese up, and then he diarrheas. I don't even mention that, dude. He diarrheas, and it's just the perfect shade of the floor somehow. Dude, he's got chameleon poop. I can't see it, so I keep stepping in it. I can't find out where the poop is, and it's smearing all over the place, and it's wet. And while I'm trying to pick up shards of this chair, I picked up shard of a dog. I picked up poop with my hand. My bare hand that I thought was trash ended up being scat. And I was like, oh, what is this? And I threw it down on the ground, not even realizing how wet it was, and it splatted all over my pajama pants. And I wept and I cried, and I let him back outside and nothing. I let him back in and he pooped. So I don't know what I'm supposed to do or how I'm supposed to win. Point is, I'm not getting 25% of this dog. So that's how my week's been. I don't mean to make that as long as it needs to be, but that's just the point is that nothing exciting has happened for me this week. Okay, that's all that I've been. So I don't know how to control. I've tried to tackle him. I've tried, I'm trying to be the dog whisperer. I'm trying to be Caesar Milan and go, you listen to me. I'm the master. And he goes, check that out. You have to pick that up, don't you? So it's hard, man. There is no way to assert your dominance while another dog looks at you and you pick up his poop and wipe his pee and piss all over the freaking... He got scared when I said, hey, don't do that. He ran away from me while peeing up the stairs. I got to clean every stair now. So, I don't know, man. I really don't. I mean, I do know. I hate it. That's what I feel. But it's part of life, okay? It's part of life. I'm going to get over it, and I'm going to power through. I'm making it... Okay, am I exaggerating? Sure, but that's what I like to do. I mean, it's all true, but am I as bummed as I claim to be? Nah. Yeah. I don't know how to beat this dog, man. It's a game of chess, and he's playing the wrong game. He thinks we're playing Battleship, and sure enough, guess what? We're playing Battleship. I was the fool. So I'm just like, all right, freaking rook to... Oh, you sank my ship. I didn't know I had one. So I got to wrestle him. I'm just going to... How can I make him pick up my poop? I'm going to start pooping with the door open, maybe. Like, see this? Look what I'm doing. I can do this all I want, and you can't stop me. I'm going to stink up the house. I'm going to make it misery for him. Say, I'm in charge now. Whoever poops the most wins. That's how it's done. I feel bad for them because they have security cameras, so you're going to be seeing that and making eye contact. Like, I know this looks awkward, but I'm training your dog. I can't explain how, but I'm Caesar Milan. I am the dog whisperer, okay? I'm doing it my own way, but also... It's going to be unfortunate if anyone breaks into the house. It's a nice house. And if you break in, you're going to be like, you know what? There's poop everywhere. Part of it's my fault, because I'm picking it up and I'm putting it down at the same time. So anyways, guys, I know this has been a little bit of a different episode. It hasn't been a super festive. It's not, look, yeah. Can I be real with you for a second? I would like to have 30%. But you know what? 25 is okay. And I'm going to be okay. And that's me being real. So me being real is being misguided, and that's okay with me. I'm just happy, guys. I genuinely thank you to anyone who listens to the show week in, week out. I really appreciate it. Whether you look at the stories or the clips or listen to the episode, you watch the episode, whatever. There's always way more people, and the numbers, it goes like from 30 to 100. Per week, which is not grand in the podcast scheme world. But you're doing it for views. I'm not doing it. Everything's got to be a side hustle. Everything's got to be a grind. This is something that is genuinely just so fun and fulfilling. You ever have a pillow fight or a tree house? Not everything needs to be monetized. We've made very few dollars off this show. But I genuinely love doing it. And people go, Meg, you got to do guests. You got to do it this way. You got to be more structured. I love what it is. And it helps a lot of ways in terms of writing jokes, creativity, writing stories or plotting or build, anything. It's cathartic when you're having a stressful situation with a dog. The show helps a lot of ways. I would recommend everybody have a podcast or at least just do something, I don't know, creative. Do something that you enjoy just because you enjoy it and not because that's to lead to anywhere, not because that's to be anything. And you go, oh, this is a step. Everything's a step, okay? It doesn't need to be. I genuinely just have so much fun with it, and I think that's why it means so much when people do listen to it, because I do it first and foremost for me. The show showed up at a really important time for my life where when COVID hit, career was not really, there was nothing I could do. There was no auditions. I wanted to get into stand-up, but I was, too nervous and everything got shut down. I wanted to write jokes. I was wanting to feel creative. I wanted to have some sort of discipline. And to do this for 5 years straight without missing a week, it takes work. It does take effort. I'm here at freaking 3:40 a.m. When I have to knowingly go back and clean up a bunch of poop because I took this little 30-minute break to do this, but I'm doing it because it matters. And just spending 30 minutes to an hour on something that is just so selfishly for you, just to have fun and do your stuff. But it just, the show, it means so much to me. And again, I'm eternally grateful to anyone. And one, I guess because it's so authentically again, exaggerated for sure. At least when I'm angry, I definitely hype up the angry and the complaint parts. And that might sound like a cop out, guys. Trust me, I'm way more zen than I am. But I'm just trying to really make myself laugh. And it also, something about this, again, like COVID, I just quit college, and I was worried about like re-entering the shyness and really reserved. But I think constantly tapping into a full go, dance, monkey, dance version of myself keeps me, I think it keeps it alive. Like no matter how long I'm not in a position where I have to juggle, where I have to, be a very circus clown. Hey, full circus. It just showed up. It showed up in a very important part. And dude, 5 years, man. I don't know if I could ever stop. I remember like a year, I was like, how long am I going to take this? Where am I going to take this show? How long am I going to do that? Why am I going to be so disciplined with this? Why am I going to? But it helps so much in so many different ways. And that's what I would say, man. If you could just create something, write jokes, some sort of creativity, put out something, make something. But just trying to make yourself laugh is a blast. There's no better. I've never really done a lot of therapy, but I can't say exactly if this is the best thing that's ever been made. But if you spend like an hour genuinely trying to make yourself laugh, that's what this is. I don't tailor myself to other people or maybe with other people in real life, but if I figure out what makes you laugh, sure, I'll attack that. But with this, I'm trying to just genuinely crack myself up. I'm trying to make myself laugh, and I can't even begin to explain to you how cathartic, how therapeutic, how healing that is. Like a different kind of joy exercise, like I'm going to get some reps of joy in. I know it because I know me. I know how to make myself laugh. I know how to be just my perfect level of absurd and bizarre. And it's so good. And again, with that, when it's like, so this is going to make me happy, this is going to make me silly, I think that for some reason helps a lot when, again, people listen that you find that funny, or maybe it helps me be a better person because I've already taken care of me. I've already figured me out. It's like the plane, man. You got to put on your oxygen mask before you take other care of people's Gandhi said that. But you got to tell yourself a knock joke before you tell it to someone else. Okay, if you're not in a position to laugh, who are you to be trying to make someone else? Guys, was that easily and so perfectly put? Probably. So I'm sorry if you guys understood that too well, but what can I say? I'm a bit of a shaman of joy. So anyways, guys, again, thank you so much for listening to this show. I appreciate you more than you know. And we will keep on doing this show probably forever until I find something else that is also just equally creative and absurd that fulfills me. But I don't know. I there's no way to put into words how stupid this is and how it doesn't have to. It makes zero sense, but it's so much fun and it's so great. And I don't ever need it to be anything, and yet when it becomes anything or something to anybody, that's also very fulfilling. So it's a very catch-22. But you know what? Hey, it doesn't have to make sense as long as you understood a quarter of it. Full circle for circus. Guys, happy to be here with you. Stay a gentleman, stay a lady, stay away from dogs. But you know what? At the end of the day, I need a reserved DoorDasher, guys. And I wish I had some sort of big tribute or montage to put into this, but it's the last second. I don't have time to do anything. So I appreciate you guys more than you know. I love you, itty bitty pieces, even you sycophant, you sicko, even you. On this day, on the 5th birthday, even you, I love the itty bitty pieces. Say it, dude. Next time you tell someone that you love them, say it very sincerely without like a big smile on your face. Say, I love you to itty bitty pieces. And mean that, okay? Because you should. Don't love just the bulk of somebody. Don't just love 25%. That's the only thing in my life that I know I do with 100%. I love 100% of you guys, and I'll see you in the next freaking 15 years of episodes. I'm going to mic the drop, but I can't drop the mic because it's expensive, and I don't want to lose another one. Bye-bye!